Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford.
I'm Marcus Rashford, and this is my story.
You were born in Wythenshawe, Manchester, 1997, a council estate where money is tight and meals aren't guaranteed. Your mum, Mel, works multiple jobs just to keep 5 kids fed.
Sometimes it was really bad. I had 3 jobs, and if I didn't do that, we just wouldn't have been able to cook a pot of food. It's just a bit difficult.
At 5 years old, you find your escape, Fletcher Moss Rangers, a scrappy local club where the pitch is rough, but the dream is real.
Some people don't know this as well, but my first year at Fletcher Moss, I played in that. Then my second year, the year that I got scouted for United, I played outfield just because my team was always winning and I was getting bored.
By 7, Manchester United's academy takes you in, a golden ticket, but also a trapdoor, because here, one bad game and you're out. Every training session feels like survival. You're not just playing football, you're playing for your family, for a way out. The roar of Old Trafford is still years away, but already, the stakes are life or nothing. You're 18, sitting on the bench in February 2016. Europa League night, Anthony Martial pulls up injured in the warm-up, and suddenly, you're told you're starting. No time to think, no time to panic. 90 minutes later, you've scored twice on your debut against Midtjylland.
Marcus Rashford called up at the last minute. Another little turn and a ball towards Rashford. Oh, what a goal! And what a moment for the youngster.
The headlines scream Wonder Kid, the fans chant your name, and the weight of a fallen giant rests on your shoulders. Every touch is magnified, every miss dissected. You're no longer playing for survival, you're playing for history. And in football, history is a cruel opponent.
You know, when we saw him train in the first team, we felt something special about him. And he's doing it. He's making some good steps in his evolution. He's a great player with great conditions, good mentality as well, which is very important for his age. Scoring goals for England and for us, and you know, I'm happy to have him in our team. He can change the game.
3 days later, Arsenal come to Old Trafford. The pressure is suffocating, but you bury 2 more goals and set up another.
United restore their 2-goal advantage. United 3, Arsenal 1.
Overnight, you're not just a kid from Wythenshawe, you're Manchester United's new hope. You're 18, and England calls. Youngest debutant since Wayne Rooney. Youngest ever to score on your England debut.
What a start from the youngster, and what another good start for England.
Overnight, you're not just Manchester United's prodigy, you're the nation's next saviour. But the spotlight burns.
He scored on his England debut, so he always starts very, very well. What seems to happen is there's a drop-off with Marcus Rashford.
Every touch is replayed, every miss dissected. 1 week you're the golden boy, the next you're overhyped. Managers change, Mourinho, Solskjaer, Rangnick, each with a new system, each demanding you prove yourself all over again.
Coming into Manchester United, the way he's performed when he come into the end of the season has been incredible really for his age, and I think he showed what he can do in his first game for England. He deserves it, so he could be a real positive for us.
The pressure isn't just on the pitch. You're expected to carry a fallen giant, to be the face of a club still haunted by Ferguson's shadow. And when you don't score, the headlines sharpen. Is Rashford finished?
Write the facts. I can't have people questioning my commitment to Man United. To me and to my family, it's ridiculous.
You're still barely out of your teens, but already you're either a hero or a fraud. No middle ground. It's 2020.
Mysterious pneumonia outbreak in Wuhan, China.
A new type of coronavirus.
The number of affected countries has tripled.
The World Health Organization has just declared that this is a pandemic.
The world shuts down. Stadiums fall silent, but your childhood memories of empty cupboards roar back louder than ever. You remember your mum skipping meals so you could eat. And now, millions of kids are about to face the same hunger.
The COVID-19 pandemic is forcing the World Food Programme to launch its biggest humanitarian response in history.
So you speak up. A letter to Parliament, a campaign with Fair Share.
What the families are going for, as long as we start to see what's going forward for the people that I really did, but now is what's important to me, so I don't mind the criticism.
A hashtag, End Child Food Poverty, that explodes across the UK. The government resists, then caves twice.
United and England star Marcus Rashford on the family support that changed government policy on free school meals.
I think just to see the smiles on their faces and to see how much it has helped them made me, happy to see that.
Free school meals extended to the holidays because you refused to stay quiet. You're 22, and suddenly you're not just Marcus Rashford the striker, you're Marcus Rashford, MBE.
Marcus Rashford has received his MBE from the Duke of Cambridge, Prince William, for his campaign to support vulnerable children. Rashford has been recognised for his work last summer to ensure no child in need went hungry.
A footballer who forced Downing Street into a U-turn, but praise comes with backlash. Some say you're distracted, that politics is stealing your goals.
He's not the finished article right now. He's not scored enough goals in the Premier League to say Man United can hang their hat on him being the man that's going to take them back to where they want.
On the pitch, your form dips. Off the pitch, you've changed lives. And the question hangs, are you a footballer first or something bigger? Wembley, July 2021. England's first major final in 55 years.
Gareth Southgate. And Cook save it.
Extra time is over. Penalties decide everything. You're subbed on in the dying minutes for one reason only, to take a spot kick.
The decision to put two players in Sancho and Rashford, in the 120th minute and then ask them to take penalties.
You walk to the spot. The stadium is a cauldron. Phone is flooded. Thousands of messages, slurs, threats. You're 23, and one miss has turned you from hero to target.
The man who racially abused Marcus Rashford.
Marcus Rashford says he will never apologise for who he is after being subjected to racist abuse online.
Vandalised by racists.
Gareth Southgate says it's unforgivable.
For some of them to be abused is unforgivable, really.
In the shadow of their hero, hundreds of protesters took the knee. Their chants against racism at Marcus Rashford's mural drowning out the vicious words that were scrawled on the wall before.
You didn't just miss a penalty, you became the symbol of a country's hope and its hate. Your body starts to betray you. Hamstring pulls, ankle twists, shoulder problems, each one stealing a little bit of your pace, a little bit of your confidence.
Rashford has averaged around 44.4 touches per 90 minutes in the Premier League. This season, he's down at an all-time low of 37.6. And actually, across the board, his numbers are down. He's less likely than average to take on players this season. He's less likely to carry the ball, less likely to receive the ball through a pass from his teammates.
By 2023-24, the numbers tell the story. Just 8 goals in 43 games, your worst return in years. The critics circle. Pundits say you've lost your edge. Fans whisper that you care more about politics than football. Inside Old Trafford, the chaos doesn't help. New managers, new systems, no stability. Then comes the ultimate humiliation.
Our team should be so much better with Rashford. But this Rashford, he has to change.
Dropped from the squad, frozen out, and finally shipped out on loan. Aston Villa first.
Marcus Rashford to Aston Villa. Here we go. The deal is completed with medical tests done today for Marcus Rashford in England. Everything agreed on a loan deal valid until the end of the season, with the buy option clause also included, not mandatory, worth £40 million.
Here comes Digne, and Rashford has his first goal for Aston Villa. Villa with the chance to double their lead, and Marcus Rashford doubles his tally.
For a boy who once carried United's future, it feels like exile. But in Catalonia, something stirs.
You never know what's going to happen, but I'm all about scoring goals and trying to make assists. So.
Marcus Rashford to Barcelona. Here we go.
You arrive in Barcelona carrying baggage, not just a suitcase, but years of doubt, criticism, and broken promises at United, and suddenly the weight lifts.
I always like good football, so I've always been a fan of watching, Barcelona play from a young age, like most football fans. So it's going to be a joy for me to play here, and I'm going to enjoy every minute of it.
The Camp Nou crowd sings your name, and your swagger returns.
Rashford's going to shoot. Oh, what a goal that is! What a goal!
كرة تصل إلى راشفورد ممكن أن تزيد. الله الله الله.
3 goals, 5 assists in your first 7 games. The numbers say what words can't. You're reborn. But behind the scenes, nothing is simple. Barcelona love you, but their finances don't.
Barcelona are in financial crisis. Barcelona's debt issues have roots in financial risk-taking, poor decision-making, and the consequences of the global pandemic.
Option to buy sits at 30 million euros, and the club hesitates. Reports swirl. Maybe another loan, maybe a cut-price deal, maybe you're just a stopgap until the next wonder kid arrives. For now, you're thriving. Even Hansi Flick is reshaping his system to keep you in the 11.
Where will Marcus Rashford actually play for Barcelona? Because the most obvious position for him is left wing as a right-footed alternative to Rafinha. And the bigger issue is how he performs out of possession. Because Hansi Flick's high-risk, high-reward style demands players who are intense and dedicated at pressing from the front. And that is something Rashford has never really excelled at.
But the future? It's a coin toss. Will you be remembered as the boy who carried United? The activist who fed a nation? The striker who found salvation in Spain, or the talent that slipped through the cracks? Being Marcus Rashford has never been simple. It's glory and grief, hero and scapegoat, all in the same breath. And the cruel truth is, your story isn't finished yet.
And you cannot save me, 'cause I don't need saving. It's everything I've been chasing, all here for the taking. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots. You are not as tough as